Hey guys, thanks for tuning into another video. I just saw this article and I think it was from like comics something, but it was linked to this Gazette sci-fi and fantasy. Eight deleted scenes that would have changed the franchise as we know it as it comes to Star Wars. Kind of skimmed it to see what they were talking about. I thought it would be kind of interesting to talk about, so I thought I would. Over the course of the Skywalker saga, the Star Wars franchise has told one epic interconnected story. Not every movie has been perfect, and there are creative decisions which still have us scratching our heads. Among them is why certain scenes ended up on the cutting room floor. I would agree with that. I think that the third lesson for Rey in the sequels would have been helpful. It still wouldn't have made any difference ultimately that they were garbage. That was a helpful scene, and I'm interested to see what the scenes they selected here are. So we're talking about 8 huge Star Wars deleted scenes which should have never been cut, as well as detailing what happened, including the scenes where available, an attempt to explain what they have ultimately led to. Okay, so Anakin attacks Greedo. Okay. Oh no, Anakin. Why is it Greedo? Do we know that it's Greedo?
What's this all about?
He said I cheated.
Did you?
No.
You still think he cheated?
Egwa.
You'll just have to tolerate his opinion.
Okay, so this is after he wins the pod race, I'm assuming. It is Greedo. Why would they put Greedo? See, I'm glad they deleted this. All right, this is a positive vibes from the deletion of that. I mean, Greedo, why would you put Greedo in there as a kid? It's just, we don't have to see every single character, their entire life story and everything. It's like, you know what, this one I'm pro delete. It does have a little bit of like a Jedi lesson, like you can't convince people with physical abuse or intimidation. You know, you got to find a way to convince them otherwise. That part's cool, but at the same time, why'd they make it Greedo? They just made it some random. So good on the editors to get that one out of there. Still the man he wants to become. In fact, an argument can be made George failed to show the darkness within him until Attack of the Clones. Well, but that's okay. Like, I disagree. I don't think you need to see darkness. That's not darkness. That's just little boys. That's not darkness. Like, good lord. Like, do any of you know about what it's like to be around kids? Anakin attacking Rodian. He's cheating. Qui-Gon steps in. Yeah. Anyways, nah, that one didn't need to be in there. I'm glad that wasn't out of there. Let's check the next one. Luke Skywalker creates his own lightsaber. Or his new lightsaber.
I need more men.
Oh, there we go. Okay. Yeah, I've seen this many times. I don't really like the Luke part of it, but...
What a forsaken place this is. Why couldn't that bounty hunter have taken Captain Solid?
Okay, so I like the idea of showing him making his own lightsaber. I don't like Vader in the background being like, Luke. That's a little much. But I actually like the idea of him... of showing that it was such an important part of it, right? You know, I see you've constructed your own lightsaber and your journey towards, you know, being a master or whatever, a Jedi Knight is complete. I like that. I don't mind that, but I don't mind that they cut it either, because it's like, it's kind of cool that he just reveals that he has this new green lightsaber on Jabba's barge, and it's kind of cool, you know. So I can see why they took it out. I could see why you would leave it in. I wouldn't call it something that, like, you know, was like, oh my gosh, why wasn't this in? You know, take it or leave it. I could have kept this scene, left this scene. Either way, it wouldn't have made any difference to me. So, Coruscant. The Force Awakens was far too similar to A New Hope. While it introduced plenty of compelling mysteries, it struggled to flesh out the galaxy at this particular moment in time. For example, we're supposed to care when the First Order destroyed the Senate on Hosnian Prime, but neither the planet nor its inhabitants meant anything to the viewers at this stage. Had this brief scene been included, we'd have learned Princess Leia was considered something of an outcast due to her role in the Resistance, and that the ineffective New Republic had refused to take action again. Okay, so what this scene is it's Coruscant talking to Leia about, you know, what they're going to do and strategizing and whatever. They don't show the video here, but it doesn't really need to be there. Ultimately, you guys, like, the fact that there was like zero background on the First Order or the New Republic in Force Awakens, that one scene with Leia talking to Coruscant, which is literally like 30 seconds long, I've seen it, wouldn't have made any difference. So this one, again, didn't need to be in there. So far of the 8, 2 of them, no. One of them, yeah, sure. Put his lightsaber in there without Vader trying to contact him. Coruscant's demise would have also ended up hitting a lot harder. Not really. It's literally like a 30-second scene. It would not have hit any harder. It wouldn't have made any difference. The Rebel Alliance is born. Okay, this one I've seen. This is interesting. Okay.
Now that he has control of the Jedi Council, the Chancellor has appointed governors to oversee all star systems in the Republic.
When did this happen?
Oh, that decree was posted this morning.
Do you think he'll dismantle the Senate? Why bother? As a practical matter, the Senate no longer exists.
The Constitution is in shreds. Amendment after amendment.
We cannot let 1,000 years of democracy disappear without a fight.
What are you suggesting?
Suggesting? I apologize. I don't mean to sound like a separatist.
We are not separatists trying to leave the Republic.
By the way, side note, no white men in this scene. What? They didn't put white men in this scene and it's before 2020?
We are loyalists trying to preserve democracy in the Republic. I can't believe it has come to this. Chancellor Palpatine is one of my oldest advisors.
Oh, no, wait, that might be a guy. No, that's a chick.
When I was queen.
I think.
Senator, I fear you underestimate the amount of corruption that has taken hold in the Senate.
The Chancellor has played the Senate as well. They know where the power lies and they will do whatever it takes to share in it.
And we cannot continue debating about this any longer. We have decided to do what we can to stop it. Senator Mon Mothma and I are putting together an organization.
Say no more, Senator, I understand. At this point, some things are better left unsaid.
Yeah, this should have been included.
And so we will not discuss this with anyone without everyone in this group agreeing.
That means those closest to you, even family. No one can be told.
Yeah, and Mothma's awesome. Way better than what we got anywhere else, including Andor or anything. This scene, honestly, we don't need anything other than that. Like, that's a great scene. This should have been included 100%. It wasn't really until Rogue One, a Star Wars story, that we learned about the Rebel Alliance's formation, and this Revenge of the Sith deleted scene better teed up what was to come. 100%. 100%. An entire subplot was scrapped, which was going to show more of Bail Organa and Padme Amidala's attempt to stop the New Republic from being overthrown by the increasingly powerful Chancellor Palpatine. Mon Mothma was even going to be showcased, and while this is technically more of a political drama many fans hated, it's also not too dissimilar. It was working on, well, Andor. No, it has nothing to do with Andor. At the end of the day, Revenge of the Sith didn't have a lot of political stuff. I think the first two episodes did. Phantom Menace and Attack of the Clones did have more of that, but I think in Revenge of the Sith, this scene would have worked fine. And actually, it would have been great. This is one of those ones where, because there was that massive political swing by that point, and this would actually have had a lot of relevance and should have been included as far as I'm concerned. That, I agree with them 100%. It better teed up what was to come way better than even Rogue One did, than anything. That scene alone, that would have been enough for me. Like, knowing that there was all of these, like, high-ranking senators getting together as early as prior to Palpatine becoming the Emperor and prior to Anakin falling. It's a shame. It's a shame. I don't really see why it was taking out, other than, it's too much political. But, and maybe George felt that way because there was a lot of like, there's too much politics. But that particular scene it was political, but it was from the rebellion's perspective, which would have been extremely interesting, I think, for anybody. Luke Skywalker mourns Han Solo. Oh, yeah. Yeah, this one. Why this wasn't put in. I mean, these movies suck anyway, but this made it suck more. The fact that Luke didn't mourn Han Solo. How do you not put this in the movie? Like, I know why. I know why this wasn't put in the movie, because we needed more Canto Bite. That's what we needed. More saving the horses from the gambling billionaires. That was what we needed. Yeah. So we couldn't have Luke mourning Han Solo, just to make Luke even shittier than he already was. But even its biggest supporters of the sequel trilogy surely would have agreed that Luke, Leia, Han, and Solo never sharing screen was a massive blunder. I don't know. I'm on Twitter and I don't see any of the like hardcore shills or stands, whatever, saying anything about that not happening. It's always like guys like me who think the sequels suck. Han was killing Kylo Ren. It wasn't until The Last Jedi Luke learned what became his old friend. Tearful Luke was going to be shown mourning his fallen ally, adding greater depth. Sure. At least Luke would have been human instead of the weirdo that we saw, titty milk weirdo. Instead, the setup of the cutting room floor and the impact of Han's death was largely minimal. Yes, and that's what I was arguing with somebody today. They're like, oh, but Chewie was there. And I'm like, yeah, but Rey and Finn were the other people there, and they knew him for 5 minutes. The whole Han's death was really minimized. Like, they really downplayed it. It could have been so much better. And going back to what Mark Hamill said, that, okay, keep me out of the movie. Boom, I show up on Starkiller, and I'm the one who pulls the lightsaber out of the snow and saves Rey and Finn. And maybe he even mentioned the idea of him and Leia witnessing Han's death because they're scared that, Rey and Finn aren't ready or whatever. That would have held much more weight. So, yeah, I mean, this at least would have added some weight. Not much, but it would have been better than the nothingness that we got from the film. Yoda's manipulation. Since the original trilogy, fans have questioned why Obi-Wan Kenobi decided not to reveal the truth about Darth Vader to Luke Skywalker. The truth is, George Lucas hadn't thought that far ahead. However, a deleted scene from Return of the Jedi was going to reveal it was Yoda who stopped Obi-Wan from telling Luke, as well as redeeming Ben. This would raise questions about the cost Yoda and the Jedi Council's actions have had. It's unclear why this was cut, but Lucas missed a trick by not choosing to address this plot hole from A New Hope. Question why Obi-Wan Kenobi decided not to reveal the truth about Darth Vader and Luke Skywalker. Yeah, I mean, that would I wouldn't call it a plot hole. I always chalked it up to it was too much information for Luke to handle at the time, and that when the time was right, Obi-Wan would reveal that to him. So I don't really see this as a big deal. I don't see it being bad to add it, that it was coming from Yoda to withhold that information, but I think Obi-Wan was wise enough to withhold that information himself. He didn't need Yoda to, so no, that didn't need to be in there. So right now it's like 2 of them. 1, 2, and arguably 3 so far. The Luke lightsaber, definitely Rebel Alliance is born with Mothma and all them sitting in a room and Bail. Luke mourning Han 100% needed to be in there. So there's 2 left. 3 out of the 6 I would say do need to be in there. Phasma's End, I've seen this. No one cares. No one cares. She squealed like a hog. Oh my gosh. No, this did not need to be in there. Nobody cares. It was nothing. It doesn't make any difference. It still sucks. Phasma's pointless. So, I don't know. I'm not that excited about that either way. We know him, and even... Captain Phasma ended up being something of a waste when all was said and done, but this scene wouldn't have made her any less of a waste. Even if it was underwhelming, though this send-off would have been far more fitting for a villain who abused her position and the stormtroopers reporting to her. Well, she didn't really abuse her position per se. She did, at gunpoint, give up some stuff, but I don't know. I feel like Hux would have done the same crap. In the end, Anyway, that one, no, doesn't need to be in there. It's who cares? Who cares? It's Captain Phasma. So 3 out of 7 so far I would have kept. The Eye of Webbish Bog, essentially undo everything that happened in The Last Jedi. The Rise of Skywalker simply had too much story to tell and a lot of fan service to deliver. There's incredibly fast-paced. And Kylo Ren's discovery of the Sith Wayfinder was, well, never properly explained. However, in this film, and never released the lead scene, Kylo Ren was going to encounter a creature on Mustafar named the Eye of Webbish Bog. Which, again, it's still stupid. The Wayfinder. Get the MacGuffin to do the thing at the guy and go get the other thing and then keep going. The Eye of the Webbish Bog was going to direct him to the ruins of Darth Vader's castle, adding some much-needed connectivity and making... Okay, no, this would have been dumb. As if he doesn't know the... Oh no, A New Beginning is the rumored title of course, because it's... Bury the past. Kill it if you have to. Make it all about Rey. Anyways, the idea that Kylo Ren wouldn't know where Vader's castle is or the ruins of Vader's castle are. I mean, really, like, come on. That sounds idiotic to me. So this scene was pointless. Didn't need to be in there, and it was part of Trevorrow's Colin Trevorrow's episode 8 or 9, excuse me. It had nothing to do with J.J. Abrams anyway. Pointless scene. So 3 out of 8 I would have kept. You guys let me know what you think in the comment section. I certainly would have kept the Luke's lightsaber, sans the Vader, whatever. Rebel Alliance, this is the big one. You guys let me know what you think in the comment section with Mothma and Padme and all those guys. That needed to be in there. That was a biggie to me that they left out. That was kind of stupid. And then, of course, Luke mourning Han Solo at least would have made Luke seem human instead of the bum that we got that didn't care about anything except for, phoning it in, literally teleporting across space instead of actually doing anything. Otherwise, the rest of these, I don't really care. I don't blame them for leaving them out. Yeah. Let me know in the comment section what you think, guys. Thanks for listening to this, watching this video. I love doing this stuff for you guys. Please check out animated Star Wars content. If you did like this video or you like some other content, feel free to like and subscribe. It really helps the channel. And check out animated other content. And thanks so much for watching and have a great day.